God concerns, people unconcerned. Jonah chapter 4 and verse 11. But Nineveh has more than 120,000 people living in spiritual darkness, not to mention all the animals. Shouldn't I feel sorry for such a great city? The text described Jonah's attitude towards the people of Nineveh. He was so unconcerned about the people who did not know the difference between their left and the right hand. His refusal to bring the news of destruction was his hatred and bitterness towards the people. Now, to add to the whole, the people were forgiven by God, while he waited outside the city to see if the city with its people would burn to ashes. This infuriated Jonah more to the point that he wanted to kill himself. He could not come to terms with the fact that God had forgiven them when they deserved a punishment for their atrocities. Jonah's anger didn't trouble God. Instead, it triggered compassion towards him. God had to teach the prophet, a man who had conversation with God, to know of God's heart. Jonah knew God so very well, but he remained unchanged. Neither did God's virtue transform him. The best is this: God still loved him and considered him so much that he taught him a life lesson. God caused a plant to grow over his head to prevent him from the scorching heat of the sun, and eventually sent a worm to eat up. When the plant withered, Jonah was angry with God for the plant. God questioned him for his unreasonable anger over his plant which he did not plant, nor water, nor tend it. If he was so angry and upset about it, how much more should God be upset about the people whom he created and shared his image and likeness to them? Does it strike a chord in your heart? If we hold hatred and bitterness, we are the prisoners of our own deception. We become unconcerned, but God is equally concerned about you and also about the one who messed up and continues to mess up our lives. Leave it to God and carry on peacefully. God will lay everything to rest and lift you right before the eyes of the one who desired your destruction. God concerns, people unconcerned. Amen.